is officially 2026 and my reading challenge is officially over. And guess how many books I finished? Every year I set a reading goal to try to read at least 50 books, so almost a book a week. And this year I am 10 books off. This is crazy. I was not expecting this. This is a plot twist I was not expecting. I'm at 84% of the book and I started it on 26% tonight at like 8 p.m. It's like 11 or maybe 12 now. And like, I cannot stop reading this book. I'm so happy I started binging books again because this is how I like to read. It's so fun. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. I just had to share, this is like super random, but when I was filming my holiday gift guide, I was looking up like special editions and just like different like out of print books and stuff that you could buy for the person you're buying a gift. And I found this set of original covers for the ACOTAR series, which I have literally been looking for since 2021. I originally read this series at the library and they had the original covers and I really liked them. And I did not realize like what a big deal it was that these were no longer in print because they were the only copies I knew. And when I was filming that video, I saw these and they were like $30 for the set of these two. I know they're not the same, like one's hardcover, this is like a first edition, back edition is the second, you know, but I was a psycho and just ordered them from World of Books and I really thought I was gonna be scammed. I was like not counting on it and I just checked maybe yesterday to see if this had even shipped and it said no. But then I just came to our house because we're not living in our house right now, we're having major renovations done, and they were in the mailbox and they're in great condition. Like there's no writing on them, there's really nothing, which is so exciting. There's just like, this is like a little, it had a sticker or it's like worn, you know what I mean? But this is so exciting. And then I saw that they had the third one on that website too, and I totally ordered them. It was like $20 for the third book, and now I will have the complete set except for the novella A Court of Frost and Starlight. I looked around and I didn't see it at this place. I saw it somewhere else and it was like gonna cost me like $60 for that one little tiny novella. It's like 20 chapters, I feel like. So I'm like, that's not worth it. But this was like $30 total for the two books, which is the price of buying a new book. So this was just exciting. I had to share my exciting news that I didn't get scammed. So a little reading update. I am running errands right now. My dog is in the back seat. She had to go get some shots done at the vet. So I have been reading Brimstone, which is the second book in Callie Hart's Fae of Alchemy series. And I am currently on chapter 22. I have 1 minute left or something like that I will continue listening to on my drive back home. And yeah, it's been going really great to be reading an audiobook and a regular book at the same time. I am feeling like the 10 books is actually possible now because I've read 43 books for the year and I am halfway through 2 of them. Or I'm not sure what percentage Brimstone is actually, but I'm at chapter 22 and I'm reading along with Between Pages and Friends, which is a podcast and they do it on YouTube. And I caught up to them. They are on their like 3rd week of reading it this next Wednesday, and I'm almost done. I have 2 more chapters before I'm like fully caught up for Wednesday, which makes me think that I will just go like finish more because they're planning to read it until January 14th. So I would like to finish this book before the end of the year. I will also be traveling this year for the holidays, so I have like 2 hours on a plane, well maybe like 4 hours total on the plane, so and then like waiting in the airport. So I'm hoping that I can get quite a few audiobook hours in that way. That's my plan. I also have like a lot of errands to run next week, so a lot of driving time, a couple hours here and there, so I'm hoping that'll be finished. It's going good. I'm enjoying this book. It's interesting reading it like with a podcast, like where people comment on it after you finish each section. I like enjoyed Quicksilver, but I wouldn't call Quicksilver like my top favorite book of the year, but it was a lot of fun and I'm having a lot of fun with book 2 and enjoying it. But I didn't really like do the whole like thoughts and predictions. I didn't have a lot of ideas of where things were going into the second book. So I feel like I've learned my lesson recently that the more I like really think about, try to predict what's going to happen in a book, the less I enjoy the book, because if it's different than like what I was thinking, I'm kind of like bummed out. So it's been interesting reading it with this podcast, and they have had like every episode they give their like thoughts and predictions on what they think is going to happen, and they keep not being right, and they definitely, you're so cute, hi, they definitely like are like, this is not what I thought is gonna happen. And I'm just so happy I didn't do that with this book or series, and I'm just like having fun with it, and it's been good. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep listening while I drive home, and we'll see how long this actually takes me to finish this book. Well, I guess I know how long this book will take me because I'm doing audio for it, so I think it said like 24 hours, which is kind of a lot. Like if I read it physically, it would not take 24 hours, but I do enjoy the audiobook a lot, so we'll see. Reading update. I finished this book, loved it, had so much fun reading it. I immediately picked up a book kind of similar, I started reading this one next, Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands. It's like that same like British Old English vibe, but the stories are very different. I really liked this one a lot. I just wish it was like a little less vulgar. It was a little vulgar for me, the humor. The more I like read the book and like got into the story, the more I was like getting hooked, and there was just like, you know, more twists and turns and all that kind of fun stuff. And I really enjoyed the writing style. I think she like describes it as Jerome K. Jerome and like kind of Old English vibes, which is kind of similar to this.
this has been enjoyable. It took me a minute to like get back into this world and figure out like what's happening. And now I'm on page 224. I think I started this book on, I think it was on page like 74 or something like that. It was before the hundreds. So I started that. So right now I'm at 44 books for the year, and that's with finishing this book. And then I'm on the last chapter of Brimstone by Kelly Hart, the audiobook. I listened to that on the plane. I'm somewhere else now. And so my plan is I will definitely finish this book and the Kelly Hart book. I think I have 40 minutes left of the audiobook. And then I'm not sure what I will end up doing. We'll see how like busy our time is with family, because I really enjoy reading at night before bed. So this has been very easy to do. And I probably could have read a lot more last night, but I was trying to get some sleep. This is only like 360 pages and I'm on 224 or something. So I have like about a little over 100 pages left. Those two will definitely happen. So we'll definitely hit 46 books for the year. But after that, I'm not sure. I did bring my Kindle, and there are multiple books on there where I've hit like the 50% mark. So maybe I'll finish those. And then I have one audiobook that has 4 hours left that I could finish as well. But our travel day, like on the way home, is after the new year, which is not as helpful to reach this particular goal. So it's not like I'm gonna get another like 3 to 4 hours of uninterrupted listening time unless I do it at night or like a little bit each day. But I'm just like, I would only want to read something if it's really interesting. But we might just hit 46 for the year, and that's okay. Maybe 47. But yeah, but I'm really enjoying these. I love the like professor, like the Cambridge professor. They're like doing research. It's just so funny. Every like bad experience she starts having with like folk and fairy, she's like, but this will make such a good paper. Like, this is gonna be such good research. I can't wait to get it published. Like, it's just so funny. The same, because I feel like I'm on vacation right now, but I'm like walking around this like little beach town, and I'm like, oh, this would make such a good like place to set a book series in. And I'm like looking at all the stores and like just thinking about all of that. And so it makes sense that she would be thinking about her job or her passion while she's in life or death situations. But it's been very cute. So that's my little update, and I will share more when I finish another book. Is officially 2026, and my reading challenge is officially over. And guess how many books I finished? I have officially finished 47 books this year. I finished 2 books today, the 31st. I finished this one by Laura Pavlov,
last night before I went to bed, which was after midnight, and today I finished Brimstone by Callie Hart, and I think I read most of that book maybe 2 weeks ago, and I finished the last 37 minutes today. All of my thoughts from this reading vlog are that I need to be binging books into 2026. That is my top goal for reading, because every book that I read very quickly, all at once, in one part, was my favorite way of reading. I really enjoyed the story. I was really enjoying Brimstone by Callie Hart when I was kind of like in the thick of it and listening to the audiobook constantly, and then I for some reason saved the last 30 minutes and waited until the last day possible, to the point where I completely forgot what was happening. It was supposed to be some like big cliffhanger, I could tell, but because it had been like 3 weeks since I listened to the previous part of the chapter, I think I was like 5 minutes into the chapter already, and I just kind of had like no idea what was going on anymore. And so I'm gonna have to reread that book before the next one comes out for sure. But that's my thought process now. I'm really glad that I set this goal to try to read 10 books before the end of the year, because I read 7, and I feel like if I hadn't set this goal, I would have read like 1 book, maybe 2. So I feel like doing a challenge always really helps me. So for reading or for writing, I feel like that's a great idea. And hopefully I can set more challenges in 2026 and get a lot more reading done, because I could have read all 50 books. I have more books that are halfway read, but because we are traveling for the holidays, I could not bring all the physical books with me. I think I brought 1 physical book, and I was left with Kindle and Audible books. And I just didn't have that many that I was like interested in to like finish out the year. We were also really busy, but I feel like if I had focused a little bit more during the year and done like maybe a few more reading challenges or reading vlogs or something like that, like I feel like I would have finished the books in a much more reasonable time amount, instead of just like procrastinating or forgetting they were there, because every single book I read I really enjoyed, as in like in this past like 2 weeks. Like some of them I was like, oh, this was great. Like, why did I put this off for so long? I really enjoyed this. I can't wait for the next one, or I want something else just like it. So it's not like I forced myself to read books that I did not like. I just have a very ADHD style of reading, and I don't think it's working out for me anymore. One of my goals is to find quite a few comp titles. I have gathered tons of books together to find a comp title for my own fantasy romance books. So in 2026, I'll be reading a lot more fantasy romance books and books that I think are similar to mine, so that I can have some good marketing books for the new year when I publish. So, Happy New Year! I hope that all of your reading and writing goals went well, and I will see you in my first 2026 video.